All right, number 3 on page 208 is the square root of 5x plus 1 equals 6. So one radical, I am just going to eliminate the radical since it's already isolated. So square both sides. I get 5x plus 1 equals 36. Continue solving, subtract 1. I get 5x equals 35 and divide by 5. So x equals 7. Again, you're doing every third one. So then number 6 is the square root of 2x minus 2/3 equals 0. I need to make sure the radical is isolated first, so I'm going to move the 2/3 over. And I get the square root of 2x equals 2/3. Square both sides to get rid of that radical. So 2x, because I'm dividing in this parenthesis, I need to distribute that exponent to both sides. So, or to the top and the bottom, excuse me. So I'll have 4 over 9. And then, of course, dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So I get x equals 4 over 18, which is the same thing as 2 over 9. Okay, number 9. The square root of, sorry, get my paper straight here. The square root x minus 25 plus 3 equals 5. So I want to subtract 3 from both sides again to isolate my radical completely first. So I get square root of x minus 25 equals 2. Square both sides to get rid of the radical. X minus 25 equals 4. And then add 25 to both sides. So x equals 29, the solution there. Number 12 is a multiple choice question. And it asks us, what's the solution of the square root of 8x plus 3 equals 3. The radical again is already isolated, so I just want to eliminate that first. So I get 8x plus 3 equals 9. Now I will subtract 3 from both sides. 8x equals 6 and divide by 8. 6 over 8 is the same thing as 3/4. Okay. Number 15. Well, number 15. The cubed root of 12x, and that's all under the radical there, minus 13 is negative 7. Again, isolate that radical, so I'm going to add 13 to both sides. Cubed root of 12x equals 6. Now I'm going to eliminate the radical, so raise it to the 3rd power. I get, oh, I left my x off there. 12x equals 2/16. And then I need to divide by 12. And I get 18. Number 18. Cubed root of 4x plus 5 equals 1/2. The radical is already isolated here, so I'm going to eliminate it, raise both sides to the 3rd power. Again, that exponent goes top and bottom. So I get 4x plus 5 equals 1 over 8. Subtract 5 from both sides. I know you'll hate fractions like this, so if you want to use your handy dandy calculator and do, what was it, 1/8 minus 5. Put that into a fraction. 39 over 8, negative 39 over 8. And now, of course, I want to divide by, or multiply by 1/4. Again as a fraction, and I get negative 39 over 32. And that's number 18. Number 21. Negative 4 times the cubed root of x plus 10 plus 3 equals 15. All right, I need to isolate that radical first. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. I'm going to divide by negative 4. Again, all this just to get the radical by itself. X plus 10 equals negative 3. And at this point, I am ready to get rid of the radical. So what I want to do is raise both sides to the third power. Again, that cancels. So I have x plus 10 equals negative 3 to the third is negative 27. Subtract the 10 from both sides, and I get x equals negative 37. So that's number 21. All right, number 24. Is 1/2 x to the 5 halves equals 16. Again, I want to get that exponential piece by itself, so I'm going to get rid of the 1/2 first by multiplying by the reciprocal. So I get x to the 5 over 2 equals 16 times 2 is 32. Get rid of the exponent by raising to the reciprocal exponent. And we get the 5th root of 32 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. Number 27. 1 over 7 times x plus 9 to the 3 over 2 equals 49. Again, I need to work to isolate the exponential piece first. So I'm going to do that by multiplying by 7 on both sides. And 49 times 7 would give me 343. So I have x plus 9 to the 3 over 2 equals 343. Flip that exponent over. So I have x plus 9 equals the 3rd root of 343 is 7, and 7 squared is, I'm back to 49 again. Subtract 9 from both sides, and I have x equals 40. Number 30. Five x minus 19 to the 5 over 6 equals 32. This piece is already isolated, so I'm going to go ahead and flip 5x minus 19. The 5th root of 32 is 2, and 2 to the 6th power would be 64. Add 19 to both sides. That would be 83. And then divide both sides by 5, and I get x equals 83 over 5. Number 33. says to find the error in the problem, so I have x plus 7 to the 1/2 equals 5, and then in the next step they raised x plus 7 to the 1/2, they raised it to the second power, and they have that it equals 5. So then that x plus 7 equals 5, and x equals -2. So the problem here happens in this step, because if we raise this side to the second power, we would also need to raise this side to the second power. So we need to do it to both sides. Okay? So if we correct that, then this becomes x plus 7 equals 25. Subtract 7 from both sides, and we get x equals 18. Okay, number 36. X equals the square root of 16x plus 225. So the radical is already isolated. I'm going to square both sides. I get x squared equals 16x plus 225. I want to move everything over since I have a quadratic, so I get minus 16x minus 225 equals 0. This factors multiplies to 225 but adds to 16. 25 times 9 gives me 225. So I need negative 25 and positive 9, because negative 25 plus 9 gives me negative 16. So I get x equals 25 and x equals negative 9. Number 39, square root x squared plus 4 equals x plus 5. So I already have my radical isolated, so I want to go ahead and square both sides. X squared plus 4 equals x plus 5, x plus 5. I'm going to come right over here. X plus 5 squared. If I FOIL that out, I get x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. So that's x squared plus 10x plus 25. Okay, so now I have x squared plus 4 equals x squared plus 10x plus 25. Everybody on the same side, I'm going to move these to this side so that my x term will stay positive. So I have 0 equals, if I move this x squared over, they cancel, 10x, and then minus the 4 would give me plus 21. If I solve that for x, minus 21, and then of course divide by 10. So I get negative 21 over 10 equals x. That's 39. Number 42 is the cubed root of 8x cubed minus 1, which equals 2x minus 1. This is going to be a bit of a doozy. I'm going to cube each side. I'm going to come off to the side here and do my 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. I'm going to do them the first two, and I get 4x squared minus 2x plus 1. So 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. Again, distributing, I get 8x cubed minus 4x squared minus 8x squared plus 4x plus 2x minus 1. 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. Looks like those first cube terms are going to cancel out, so that'll be nice for me. Minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. I'll move the 8x cubed from both sides, and at the same time I'll go ahead and add this 1 and see what happens. So I have 0 equals negative 12x squared plus 6x. That's gone. So now what I can do, I'm going to factor out a greatest common factor. I'm going to take out a negative 6x. It's going to leave me with 2x minus 1. I can put this to 0. I can put this to 0. And I find out, in fact, that x equals 0, or add 1 to both sides, x equals 1/2. That's 42. Number 45. Square root of 4x plus 1, I think we did this one in class, equals the square root of x plus 10. I've got 2 radicals, so since I have 2 radicals and they are already separated, I'm good to go ahead and square both sides. I get 4x plus 1 equals x plus 10. I just have a linear equation. I need to gather my like terms up, subtract x from both sides. 3x plus 1 equals 10. Move the 1. 3x equals 9, and divide by 3. Number 48. 48 is the square root of 2/3 x minus 4 equals the square root of 2/5 x minus 7. I'm going to square both sides, and I get 2/3 x minus 4 equals 2/5 x minus 7. I need to gather my like terms up, so I think I'll move the 2/5 x. Again, if you're not good with the fractions, let's do 2/3 minus 2/5 in a fraction. 4/15. 4/15x minus 4 equals negative 7, so I'll add 4 to both sides. 4/15x equals negative 3. Flip this fraction over. So top times top and bottom times bottom, negative 45/4 is the answer there on 48. Let's see. Last one, 51. I was trying to remember which number y'all had to go through. All right, number 51. The square root of 2x plus 5 equals the square root of x plus 2 plus 1. They're already separated, so I am going to go ahead and square both sides. However, when I square this side, I'm going to have to FOIL. So I have 2x plus 5 equals, so I'm going to just write it right here beside it. Save me some space. I'm at the bottom of my paper here. Okay, square root of x plus 2 times the square root of x plus 2 is x plus 2. Plus the square root of x plus 2 plus the square root of x plus 2 plus 1. So now I have 2x plus 5 equals x. I've got a 2 and a 3. And I have 2 of these x plus 2. So 2 times the square root of x plus 2. All right, so now I'm in a situation where I have one radical And so I need to get that one radical isolated. So what I'm going to do is move everything else away from it, okay? I'm going to move the x and the 3. 2x minus x is x. 5 minus 3 is 2. I've got 2 square root x plus 2. I need to get rid of this 2. Okay? So now I have x plus 2 over 2 equals the square root of x plus 2. Nasty problem, because now I need to square. And so the square goes to the top and the bottom, but up top here, I have x plus 2 squared over 4 equals x plus 2. Okay, so what happens is I've got to FOIL this top out. Okay, so x plus 2 times x plus 2 would be x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4, which would be x squared plus 4x plus 4. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4 over 4 x plus 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 4 in the bottom because that's causing me some grief here. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. This cancels, so I have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 4x plus 8. I have a quadratic, so let's make it equal 0. Minus 4x and minus 8. Minus 4x and minus 8. So I end up with, at the very bottom of my paper, x squared, the 4x's cancel, minus 4 equals 0. All that work, and hopefully at this point you recognize that being a difference of 2 squares. So I factor it as x plus 2, x minus 2, and my two solutions are negative 2 and 2. Okay? Sorry. So there are your homework problems worked out, and I will see you guys tomorrow.